Right, I'm here with Carl the Cobra Froch. How you doing, my man?
Former unified super middleweight world boxing champion and
international. Hall of Famer, international boxing Hall of Famer.
And I once boxed in front of.
Well, 80,000. I heard it was 79. But
no, there's no 79. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah, what's happening anyway? I love your content, by the way. Give him a follow on Instagram. What's it? Dan Morley Boxing.
Dan Morley Boxing. Yeah, Carl.
Proper gear. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it.
A lot of time I get bloodshot eyes.
Mate, it's really good quality stuff. You always give the Cobra a good big up as well.
I do. I've been slated to be giving the Cobra a bit of a big up.
No, but listen, if the cap fits, you know what I mean? I'm not a Hall of Famer for no reason. I don't want to blow my trumpet. Anyway, what are we up to? What's happening?
No, listen, well, I did something on Carl and Basilio the other day, right? And you are of that ilk of fighter. It was 5 fight of the years in a row, right? Tough as nails.
Yeah. Super Six.
Mate, the Super Six was unreal. But I would say you're of that old school 15 round kind of fighter.
Yeah, I wish it was 15 when I lost to Ward because I just feel like I might have still lost. Yeah. But I was getting to him and he was looking at the clock. But anyway, it's 12 rounds.
If you were going to fight anyone through history over 15 rounds in a proper tear-up, middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, who are you picking?
I always think someone like Marvin Hagler. Because he stands and has a fight. He don't hold. He uses his head a bit, but he would have been a proper tear-up. But I'd rather fight someone like him rather than Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah. Because I think the speed and the skill and the movement. But Roberto Duran, I love that era, them four, and Thomas Hearns. But Roberto Duran, actually, until I think you did something with him the other week, and I didn't realise how good he was defensively and how slick and skillful he was. I always thought Duran get in there, Mexican, have a fight, but he beat
Sugar Ray Leonard,
yeah, exactly.
Mate, he was unreal. For the 70s, because everyone says about the 80s, for the 70s, right, he'd grab your hips, twist you, slide shots off the shoulders.
I didn't realise the movement and the trickery with the feet. And we saw him yesterday.
Yeah.
What is he, 72? And he's absolute class, man.
Sharp as a tack, isn't he? I mean, he only ever got stopped once clean in over 120
fights. Was that
Yeah, it was brutal.
Right,
it was brutal.
Yeah, it was a brutal knockout, wasn't it?
Who are some of your favourite fighters? I love big class at the old fighters. I've got to be honest, mate. Favourite British fighter, I'll say that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Who's some of yours?
Mine's Roy Jones Jr. And, I mean, even though I'd hated to fight him, and that, but like Prince Nassim Mohammed, and I used to like Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank because that was like the era, and Steve Collins as well. Yeah. I mean, I've never been a Joe Calzaghe fan, not for any particular reason, but fast hands, light work,
a nightmare.
And it's just I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be horrible to fight. Great fighter, great champion, but. Yeah, them fighters I mentioned there, they're my favourite pick. And I love Tank Davis now as well. I love what but he always drags him down a weight, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, I'm a big fan of Inoue currently. I love Usyk.
Inoue's unbelievable. I mean, you're going top level like Crawford, Inoue. You're in the top tier, aren't you? Usyk.
Yeah. Well, as I say, favourite British fighter. But I've got to be honest, mate. Favourite fighter of all time, Gennady Golovkin. That's a fight that nearly happened.
Yeah, nearly.
How was that going to go?
They tried to get me down to 11 stone 12. I think it was £2 below the super middleweight limit.
Yeah.
And I was 37 years old. And I was like, fucking, I can't do 12 stone, let alone 11, fucking 12.
Yeah.
So I didn't fancy it, to be honest, because I just think I didn't fancy fighting again.
Yeah.
But to come back and fight someone like him who was a monstrous puncher, I think I'd have beat him. Yeah. But I think I'm going to beat everyone when I get in the ring. So that's just my mindset.
That's how you got to think. Yeah. The last one, I won't keep you because I know you're mega busy. Top 5 greatest fighters of all time. Not necessarily top 5, but I just want to know who you consider amongst the greatest of all time when you look back through history.
I think you have to kind of. I mean, I've never been a massive Muhammad Ali fan. Yeah. I've never really watched loads of him. It was before when I started watching boxing. Yeah. But then obviously the clips start rolling in, and now with Instagram and TikTok, I've started watching a bit more of his stuff. Yeah. And Muhammad Ali's got to be up there because he was very clever, wasn't he? And he wasn't a massive heavyweight. When he came back after being banned for 2 years, he still dominated. And
he had that toughness. He had everything, because in his prime years he had the speed and the skills and the movement, but he had a good chin, mate, and he was tough as they come. Yeah. And,
so you've got to have him. You've got to have one of the fabulous four. So you've got to say Roberto Duran and Marvin Hagler, because they're two of my favourite fighters. I loved Prince Nassim Mohammed. He got me back into boxing. Yeah. So I've got to stick him in there. Yeah, I just love the razzmatazz, the big dirty uppercuts and the stuff out of range and all the leery stuff. Yeah. It was entertaining, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate, he was unreal, absolutely unreal.
And now I've got to say Usyk. I mean, I love Tank Davis. I just love his attitude when he gets in there. But Alexander Usyk is class.
Look at the resume as well. In comparison, he goes in with everyone. Road warrior. And one last thing, I heard that you always used to struggle with nerves.
I was a nervous fighter. I was.
Mate,
so once that bell goes.
How did you overcome that? Because I found when I had my hardest fight, it was the least nervous because I'd done everything in training. I also know you used to keep an eye on everything in your diary. How would you, for young fighters, I get lots of young fighters asking me how to deal with nerves.
Yeah, well, listen, I used to be nervous, and confidence breeds success. Success breeds confidence, should I say. So when you keep winning and you start winning a few fights, you think, well, that don't help. I'm nervous and I keep losing. But if you keep losing, you're probably not good enough because you will eventually get there. But I used to look in the mirror, I've got a big brother, and he used to say, Carl, stop being a fucking pussy. He did. It's simple as that.
Sometimes you need a bit of
He gave me a slap before I boxed a guy called John Pearce, which is the ABA. I won the ABAs that year. He was Commonwealth Gold medalist. And I was all revved up. And Robert McCracken, my coach, was such a man's man, such a do-or-die kind of guy. Didn't give a fuck about anything. But man, I don't want to go into because he's got a very responsible job with the England squad. It's fantastic. Him and his brothers, they were good lads, proper men. And when you've got that around you, like, come on, get the job done. You think you're strong, you're good enough. It makes you have to be confident, and that's what made me start getting in there and not worrying.
I had a fella called Fozzie, Paul Forrester, that used to train around us in his 50s. He used to run the gym. Mate, we go up the hills, he'd be the first one up there, treading on your stomach.
Fit,
mate, I tell you what though, he pushes you to the absolute max and breeds confidence. Listen, you're the man. Massive fan. Pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Likewise, mate. Likewise. Cheers, mate.